All right, boys and girls, let's get together and knock out this quick review of what we want to make sure that we 100% know before we get to the test tomorrow. Now, in my class, and I'm imagining in the other classes, there are three key phrases that we need to remember tomorrow and possibly even write on the front of our paper that we need to do on almost all of these things. Yes, ma'am. Keep it. Mr. Bullens can't type. Flip it. Now it's and change it. If you can remember that, you're going to do very well on the test tomorrow. Okay. Now, Samantha, I look at this, and this could be very confusing to someone if they don't do one major thing to this problem. What do you think is the first thing I should do to this problem before I keep anything, flip anything, or change anything? What do you think I should do? Did you say put 1 under 8? I need to change this to 8 over 1. Okay? Now I've got 8 over 1 divided by 1 over 40. Let's follow what a lot of you looked at me and said, and let's think about keeping it. Changing this, right? And then flipping this, or doing the reciprocal of this, right? Which would be 40 over 1. Now, 8 times 40. I see most of the people in my room. I can't see the two people deep down in front of me here, but 8 times 40 is 320. And then 1 times 1 is 1. And we all know that 320 over 1 is also equal to 320. If you can knock those types of problems out, I think you're going to be feeling pretty good. Obviously, those can get a little tougher, right? Those can get a little tougher, though, right? Yeah. Now, on this other page, we had something here that I need to look at. And we said that keep it, change it, flip it, right? Now, if we have, and we're going to follow what Samantha said last time, change this to 7 over 1 divided by 1 over 230. I like that. Now, Samantha, you say keep it, right? 7 over 1. We're going to change it, change our sign from division to multiplication, and then we're going to do the reciprocal and do 230 over 1. And now we have to be able to do 230 times 7. We kept it, changed it, and flipped it like Samantha's told us to do, and in order to save a little bit of time, we went ahead and worked this problem. We got 1,610 over 1, which is also equal to 1,610, and most people seem to get that right. Does it matter when I change the order? And now instead of having a whole number divided by a fraction, I'm dividing a fraction by a whole number. So I have to ask you this, Samantha, do I continue to keep it, flip it, and change it? Does that change at all? She says no. Thumbs up if you agree with no. Do you guys agree that that doesn't change my rule, does it? No. So, but Samantha would tell me to put this 4 over 1, wouldn't you? Is that what you would tell me to do? I would agree with it. I think that's a good thing to do. So now I've got 1/8. I've kept it. I'm changing my sign. I'm flipping this from 4 over 1 to 1 over 4. And now I get 1 over and 8 times 4, class? 32. 1/32. Who feels comfortable with doing these tomorrow? Do you think it's possible they might give you something with a little tougher numbers? I mean, they could have 1/320th divided by 5, right? You still have to be able to do those. But of course, the big thing I think that we're all worried about, if I'm incorrect, let me know, are these bad boys right here, right? Word problems. And when we see these word problems, typically some of us really start to freak out. But we really need to look at this and talk about what we know first, right, Samantha? So, Jasmine, it says here that Samantha has 20 feet of fabric. Okay, well, I have 20 feet to make dresses. Each dress, what does it take, Samantha? Okay. Sorry, writing on this pad is not the easiest thing. Each is 1/4. How many dresses can Samantha make? What am I doing there? What am I really asking you? Because I'm asking you a very certain thing. Jasmine. I'm asking how many 1/4 are there in 20. Now, I could draw a big giant thing that represents 20 and divide this up into fourths. 2, 3, and that space would equal 1, wouldn't it? 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. We all know 4/4 is equal 1. Do I really want to draw a picture that large? No. But if I follow, I know you're thinking, wow, Mr. Bourne, you've said this like 5 times already. Yes, if I follow the keep it, change it, flip it rule that Samantha and Madison and others talked about, I know that I'm seeing how many times 20 can be divided by 1/4. Jake, what would be my first step if we follow Samantha's examples? 20 over 1. Now I keep it. 20 over 1. I change it, change my sign, or change my process here. And then I give the reciprocal of this fraction. I flip it, which is 4 over 1. And Jasmine, 20 times 4 is 80 over 1. And that is going to be equal to 80. We all know that. And it sounds to me like Samantha is going to be real busy here soon making dresses. Right? Who feels comfortable with that type of a problem tomorrow on the test? I think if you see those kinds of problems and you take the time to write out what you know and you write out your process and you keep your original, you change the process that you're doing from division to multiplication, and then you flip it, give the reciprocal, I think you're going to do very well. Let's take a look at another one. Jordan is filling 4 cups with gummy bears. Okay, so does she have 4 cups of gummy bears, Madison, right now? No, she's filling 4 cups. Can you see how people could get that confused? She has what? She has half a cup, right? So what am I really doing there? Am I dividing that half by 4 cups? Yeah, I'm actually dividing the half. So this time the half is divided by 4. Natalie, what would be my first step according to Samantha? 4 over 1. Keep it. Change your process from division to multiplication and give the reciprocal of this, which from 4 over 1 would turn into 1 over 4. And that gives me 1/8. All right, so we've got 5 friends. 5 friends. And what are they sharing? How much pie? And they're sharing 2/3 of the pie. See everybody over there working? Let's be dead honest here. What makes the most sense here for me to divide? Am I dividing people into pieces or pie into pieces? Does that make more sense? What do you think, Natalie?
The pie.
The pie. So I'm seeing the 2/3 or the pie divided by the 5 friends. Okay? Samantha, what's your trick that you're going to do on this to help you solve this? Because I've got 2/3 divided by 5. I got that from what I know. But what's your little trick? What's the 3 things I need to remember? Keep it, change it, flip it. What are you going to do to this 5 over 1? I'm going to keep it. Terribly written 2 there. Sorry. I'm going to change my operation from division to multiplication. I'm going to give the reciprocal or the flip of this over 5, and I get 2/15. Not getting a whole lot of pie, are they? If I divide a pie into 15 slices and I get 2 of those, not a lot. It's better than no pie, though, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep moving on. How many 1/5 servings are in 8 ounces of gummy bears? How much do I have? Do I have a 1/5 or do I have 8? I have, what am I trying to do with that 8? Divided into 1/5 serving. So I have 8 divided by 1/5. All right, so we've got the keep it, the flip it, the change it. I know you guys like to say it that way. I usually keep it, change it, and flip it because I like to do things in order, but you guys are the rulers. Everybody's just been screaming at me to put this 8 over 1, and I agree with that. So keep it, 8 over 1. Change my operation from division to multiplication. I'm going to give the reciprocal or the flip of this and go 5 over 1. Jasmine, 8 times 5. 40 over 1. Jake, which is also equal to just 40. And we all know that. All right. Mr. Bullens has a 12-pound bag of dog food for his new puppy. Yes, that is my new puppy. He uses 1/4 pound of food each day. How many days will the bag feed his puppy? What do I have for certain, Samantha? Samantha looks at me and she's smiling. I think I have 12 pounds of food. What am I trying to do with that 12 pounds of food? Divide it into 4. So 12 divided by 1/4. Everyone is looking at me yelling 48, which I don't know if that's true or not. So let's work it out. I'm going to put this 12 over 1. Why? Because that's what Samantha's taught me. I'm going to keep it 12 over 1. I don't know how she has time to memorize how to do math when she's making all those dresses. I'm going to change it. Multitasker. And she's got vocabulary going on down too. That's awesome. And I'm going to do the reciprocal, which is 4 over 1. And we all know that 12 times 4 is 48. And that goes over 1. And 48 over 1, everyone had written down that equals 48. If they leave it at 48 over 1, do you feel comfortable with that? If they left the answer as 48 over 1, would you be able to differentiate? I think you would be able to. I hope so, because you always have this on your work. You're very good about changing it to this, but I think you should be able to. You guys feel good about that?